Picture this. You've been going through life thinking you're average looking at best. Maybe you've even convinced yourself that you're below average because women aren't throwing themselves at you or explicitly telling you how handsome you are. You see other guys getting obvious female attention and assume that means you're not attractive. But what if I told you that you're completely wrong about yourself? What if I told you that the most attractive men often have no idea how much they stand out, precisely because they don't understand how female psychology actually works? What if I told you that women's attraction signals are so subtle and indirect that 90% of men completely miss them, leading them to underestimate their own value dramatically? Here's the brutal truth. Most men have absolutely no clue where they rank in terms of attractiveness because they're measuring themselves by completely wrong standards. They think attraction works like it does in movies, with obvious signals and direct approaches. But real female attraction operates on a completely different level of subtlety and psychology. Today, I'm going to reveal the hidden signs that you're far more attractive than you realise. These aren't obvious signals like women asking for your number or complimenting your looks. These are the subtle psychological and behavioural indicators that reveal how women really perceive you. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly where you stand and why you've been underestimating yourself for years. Pay attention, because recognising these signs will completely change how you see yourself and how you interact with women. The men who understand these signals are the ones who maximise their attraction potential, while the men who miss them continue to undervalue themselves and miss opportunities. Movies and television have programmed men to expect attraction to look like dramatic scenes, where women become obviously flustered, make bold advances, or explicitly declare their interest. This Hollywood version of attraction is so far from reality that it's actually counterproductive. Men tend to communicate directly and assume women do the same. When a man is interested, he might approach directly, ask for a number, or make his intentions clear. Because men operate this way, they expect women to do the same. But women's psychology operates through positioning, timing, energy, and behavioural cues rather than verbal communication. Ironically, truly attractive men often underestimate themselves because they have higher standards and expectations. They compare themselves to idealised versions of masculinity rather than to average men. Meanwhile, less attractive men often overestimate themselves because they have lower standards for comparison. This creates a situation where the men who are most attractive to women are the least aware of their attractiveness. Women are constantly running unconscious assessments of every man they encounter. Within seconds of seeing you, her brain has processed dozens of factors: your posture, facial symmetry, grooming, confidence level, social status indicators, and energy. This assessment happens below conscious awareness, which means she might be attracted to you before she even realises it herself. When women are attracted to men, they experience what psychologists call approach avoidance conflict. They want to get closer to you but don't want to appear too eager or risk rejection. This internal conflict creates specific behavioural patterns that serve as attraction indicators while maintaining plausible deniability about her interest. Female attraction is heavily influenced by perceived social status and dominance. Women are constantly scanning for indicators that a man is high value, popular, and desired by others. When you display these qualities, women's behaviour toward you changes in predictable ways, even if they're not consciously aware of the shift. When a woman finds you attractive, she'll make visual contact that lasts longer than normal social interaction requires. This isn't the brief glance of polite acknowledgement. It's a held gaze that creates a moment of connection. What makes this sign so missed by men is that after holding the gaze, she'll quickly divert her attention, making the man think the moment wasn't significant. After the initial extended gaze, attractive men will notice that the same woman returns for additional visual contact throughout the interaction or event. She might glance away after being caught looking, but her visual attention keeps coming back to you. This repeated visual checking is her way of continuing to assess and appreciate your attractiveness while maintaining social appropriateness. Women who find you attractive will also position themselves where they can observe you using peripheral vision. You might notice that certain women always seem to be in your line of sight, or positioned where they can watch you without being obvious about it. This behaviour stems from their desire to study and appreciate your presence without making their interest too obvious. Women who are attracted to you will create what I call orbit patterns around your location. They'll find reasons to be near you, joining conversations you're part of, standing close to you at social gatherings, or positioning themselves in your general area. This isn't accidental. Women are strategic about positioning themselves near men they find attractive. When women want to be near you but don't want to appear obvious, they'll create tasks or reasons that justify their presence. She might need to get something from an area near where you're standing, join a conversation you're involved in, or find reasons to pass by your location multiple times. These manufactured reasons to be near you are indicators that she's creating opportunities for interaction. Attractive men often notice that women integrate themselves into their social groups or activities without invitation. She might join your table at a restaurant, participate in your conversations at parties, or include herself in group activities you're part of. This integration behavior is her way of associating herself with you socially while testing your receptiveness to her presence. When you're genuinely attractive, people naturally focus on you when you communicate. Conversations will pause when you begin speaking, and people will orient their bodies toward you to give you their full attention. This happens because attractive people benefit from what psychologists call the halo effect. People unconsciously assume that physically attractive individuals are also more intelligent, competent, and worth listening to. Groups will naturally turn to you for input on decisions or discussions. People will ask for your thoughts, defer to your judgment, or wait for your approval before moving forward with plans. This deference happens because your perceived attractiveness translates into perceived leadership ability and social value. Attractive men often notice that they can easily direct conversations and social interactions. When you change topics, others follow. When you express preferences, the group accommodates them. When you make suggestions, people act on them. This influence occurs because your attractiveness gives your words more weight and credibility in social situations. When a woman is attracted to you, her body will subconsciously copy your movements and posture. If you lean back, she'll adjust her posture similarly. If you touch your face, she might do the same shortly afterward. If you cross your arms, she'll adopt a similar position. This mirroring happens below conscious awareness and indicates that she's psychologically attuned to you. Beyond copying specific movements, women attracted to you will match your overall energy and rhythm. If you speak slowly and deliberately, she'll adjust her communication pace to match. If you're animated and energetic, she'll increase her energy level to align with yours. This rhythm matching is her unconscious attempt to create rapport and connection. Over extended periods, women who spend time around attractive men will adopt some of their mannerisms and gestures. She might start using similar hand movements when she talks, adopt similar facial expressions, or even begin using phrases or words that you use frequently. This adoption of your characteristics is a form of unconscious flattery and indicates that she's studying and internalizing your behavior patterns. Before we continue exploring these powerful attraction indicators, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I'm revealing the hidden psychology behind male attractiveness that most men never understand, and your engagement helps me continue sharing these insights that could completely change how you see yourself and interact with women. Instead of basic physical compliments, women will comment on your energy, presence, or the way you make them feel. They might say things like, "There's something different about you. You have an interesting energy," or "I feel comfortable around you." These comments indicate that she's processing your attractiveness on a deeper level than just physical appearance. Women attracted to you often struggle to articulate exactly what they find appealing. They might say, "I can't put my finger on it, but there's something about you," or "You're not like other guys I meet." This inability to clearly express what attracts them happens because they're responding to multiple factors simultaneously. Your confidence, presence, energy, and physical attractiveness combining to create an overall appeal. Attractive men often receive feedback that they're memorable or that interactions with them stand out. Women might say, "I was thinking about our conversation," or "You're someone who sticks in my mind." This memorability factor indicates that you've made a significant impression that goes beyond casual social interaction. People will automatically track your movement and presence in social situations. You might notice that when you move across a room, multiple sets of eyes follow your path. When you join or leave conversations, people notice and react. This automatic attention happens because attractive people naturally draw the visual focus of others. Throughout social interactions, you'll catch the same people looking at you multiple times. These aren't sustained stares, but rather quick glances that happen repeatedly throughout the evening or interaction. These repeated glances indicate that you're maintaining their visual interest and that they're continuing to assess and appreciate your presence. When you enter social groups, the energy and dynamic often shifts. Conversations might pause, people might adjust their posture or positioning, and the overall atmosphere becomes more animated or focused. This shift occurs because your presence changes the social hierarchy and energy of the group, creating a ripple effect that influences everyone's behaviour. High-value men will show you respect through deference behaviours. They'll listen when you speak, ask for your opinions, include you in their social circles, and generally treat you as a peer or superior rather than competition. This respect happens because they recognise your value and prefer to align with you rather than compete against you. Less confident men will begin copying elements of your style, mannerisms, or behaviour. They might adopt similar grooming habits, clothing choices, or even ways of speaking and moving. This copying behaviour indicates that they perceive you as successful and attractive and want to replicate whatever makes you appealing. Some men will respond to your presence by becoming more competitive or trying to outshine you. They might become more animated in conversations, try to one-up your stories, or attempt to capture attention when you're around. This competitive escalation actually confirms your attractiveness. They wouldn't feel the need to compete if they didn't perceive you as a threat. Men who feel threatened by your attractiveness might try to exclude you from conversations, dismiss your contributions, or subtly undermine your social standing through passive-aggressive behaviour. These exclusion tactics are compliments in disguise. They indicate that these men see you as significant competition for female attention and social status. People will assume you have multiple romantic interests or dating opportunities without you mentioning anything about your personal life. They might make comments like, "I'm sure you have plenty of options," or "someone like you probably has women constantly interested." This assumption occurs because your attractiveness and confidence suggest to others that you must be successful in romantic situations. Women will display territorial or jealous behaviour toward you, even when they have no claim on your attention or time. They might become possessive in conversations, try to monopolise your attention at social events, or show signs of jealousy when you interact with other women. This territorial behaviour happens because they perceive you as valuable enough to compete for. People will project high status onto you based on your attractiveness and presence. They might assume you have a successful career, come from a good background, or have impressive social connections even without evidence. This status projection occurs because attractive, confident men are associated with success and high social value. People become curious about your relationship status and dating life without prompting. They might ask probing questions about whether you're single, who you're dating, or what type of women you're interested in. This curiosity indicates that they see you as someone whose romantic life would be interesting and successful. Many attractive men suffer from what psychologists call baseline adjustment. They become accustomed to receiving positive attention and treatment, so it starts feeling normal rather than special. They don't realise that the respect, attention, and interest they receive is above average because it's their consistent experience. Attractive men often compare themselves to idealised versions of masculinity, celebrities, models, or the most successful men they know, rather than to the average population. This upward comparison leads them to underestimate their own relative attractiveness and value. Many genuinely attractive men have enough self-awareness and humility to question their own appeal rather than assuming they're irresistible. This humility, while admirable, can lead to underestimating their actual impact on others. When you start recognizing these attraction signals, your confidence naturally increases. Increased confidence makes you even more attractive, creating a positive feedback loop that amplifies your appeal. Understanding how others perceive you allows you to adjust your behaviour to maximize your natural advantages. Recognizing your attractiveness allows you to calibrate your expectations appropriately. Instead of settling for less than you deserve, you can pursue opportunities that match your actual value. This recognition becomes the foundation for strategic social positioning and relationship choices. Like compound interest in finance, attractiveness compounds over time. The more people who perceive you as attractive and high value, the more attractive you become to others. This creates an exponential rather than linear progression of appeal and opportunity. Attractive men often find themselves included in higher quality social circles, invited to better events, and introduced to more attractive women. This network effect multiplies your opportunities and exposure to new possibilities. Word travels about attractive, interesting men. Your reputation for being appealing creates curiosity and interest even among women who haven't met you yet. This reputation amplification extends your influence beyond direct interactions. Some environments highlight your attractive qualities more than others. You might receive more attention in professional settings, social gatherings, or specific activity contexts that showcase your strengths. Understanding these environmental factors helps you recognize patterns in how others respond to you. Professional environments often amplify attractiveness because they combine physical appeal with competence displays. In business meetings, conferences, or workplace interactions, your attractiveness gets multiplied by perceived intelligence and success. Women in these settings may show increased deference, seek your input more frequently, or position themselves strategically during presentations and discussions. Social gatherings create different attraction amplification effects. Parties, clubs, and casual social events allow for more relaxed interaction patterns, where subtle attraction signals become more pronounced. The reduced formality permits women to display more obvious proximity seeking, extended eye contact, and playful behavior that might be suppressed in professional contexts. Activity-based environments showcase different aspects of your appeal. Gyms highlight physical attributes, intellectual venues emphasize mental capabilities, and leadership contexts demonstrate social dominance. Each environment creates unique opportunities for different attraction signals to emerge more clearly. Your attractiveness might be more apparent to certain demographic groups or age ranges. Understanding where you have the most impact helps you recognize your appeal more clearly and position yourself strategically. Younger women might respond more to physical attributes and social status, while mature women often appreciate confidence, stability, and emotional intelligence more intensely. Different cultural environments value different types of attractiveness. Your appeal might be more obvious in some social or cultural contexts than others, which affects how clearly you can observe these attraction indicators. Urban environments often prioritize different qualities than suburban or rural settings, creating variation in how attraction signals manifest and can be recognized. Many men become more attractive with age as they develop confidence, resources, and presence that younger men lack. Recognizing your current appeal helps you understand your potential trajectory and continued growth possibilities. Maturity brings emotional stability that many women find irresistible, especially those who have experienced relationships with immature or unstable men. Financial stability and career achievement add layers to your attractiveness that compound over time. Success creates confidence that manifests in posture, speech patterns, and decision-making ability. This earned confidence differs dramatically from artificially inflated ego or false bravado that women can detect immediately. Life experience creates conversational depth and emotional intelligence that younger, less experienced men cannot replicate. Having navigated challenges, overcome obstacles, and learned from failures gives you a gravitas and authenticity that many women find deeply attractive. This experiential wisdom shows in how you handle conflicts, make decisions, and relate to others. Social connections and network quality typically improve with age and success. Attractive, mature men often have access to higher quality social circles, more interesting activities, and diverse experiences that create natural conversation topics and shared interests with sophisticated women. Physical maintenance becomes more significant with age, but also more impactful. Men who stay fit and well-groomed into their 30s, 40s, and beyond stand out dramatically from their peers who have let themselves go. This dedication to self-care signals discipline, self-respect, and long-term thinking that many women find extremely attractive. When you combine natural attractiveness with developed skills in conversation, leadership, and social dynamics, the result is exponentially more powerful than either factor alone. This skill-beauty combination creates what psychologists call total appeal, a comprehensive attractiveness that operates on multiple levels simultaneously. Life experiences, achievements, and personal growth add layers to your attractiveness that go beyond physical appearance. These depth factors create appeal that many women find irresistible and that increases with maturity. The combination of physical attractiveness with emotional intelligence, financial stability, and life experience creates a multi-dimensional appeal that younger men cannot match. Start consciously observing how people react to you in social situations. Pay attention to the specific signs we've discussed and note patterns in how others respond to your presence. This conscious observation will help you calibrate your self-perception accurately. Keep a mental note of recurring behaviours. Do certain types of women consistently position themselves near you? Do conversations frequently pause when you speak? Do people regularly ask for your opinions or defer to your judgment? Document these patterns over time to build a comprehensive understanding of your actual impact. Many attractive men dismiss individual incidents as coincidence, but when you track patterns over weeks and months, the consistency becomes undeniable. Look for clusters of behaviours rather than isolated incidents. Multiple women showing similar responses, consistent male competitive reactions, and repeated social deference patterns. Create awareness experiments by intentionally varying your behaviour in controlled ways. Attend similar social events with different energy levels, conversation styles, or confidence displays. Notice how these changes affect the attraction signals you receive. This experimentation helps you understand which aspects of your presentation amplify these responses most effectively. Practice recognizing these signals in real time rather than only noticing them retrospectively. The more conscious awareness you develop, the better you become at reading social situations accurately. This real-time recognition allows you to respond appropriately to interest signals and social dynamics as they occur. Use this recognition to calibrate your confidence appropriately. Don't become arrogant, but do adjust your self-perception to match reality rather than your potentially distorted self-image. Accurate self-assessment is the foundation of appropriate confidence. The goal is developing realistic self-awareness that allows you to operate from a position of strength without delusion or false superiority. Understanding your attractiveness allows you to pursue opportunities that match your actual value rather than settling for less than you deserve. This knowledge becomes the basis for better decision-making in social and romantic situations. When you understand your true impact on others, you can make strategic choices about where to invest your time and energy for maximum return. Maintain the humility and authenticity that contribute to your attractiveness, while developing the confidence that comes from accurate self-assessment. The balance between confidence and humility is crucial for sustained appeal. Arrogance destroys the very qualities that make men attractive, while false modesty prevents you from maximizing your natural advantages. Authentic confidence stems from genuine self-knowledge, rather than comparison to others or external validation. When you understand your actual impact on others, you can operate from a position of strength without the need to prove yourself or diminish others. This authentic confidence is magnetic because it's rare in a world full of insecure people seeking validation. Humility remains attractive because it suggests emotional intelligence and the ability to relate to others regardless of status differences. Women are drawn to men who are simultaneously powerful and approachable, successful and grounded. This combination signals emotional maturity and relationship potential. Use recognition of your current attractiveness as motivation for continued growth and development, rather than as an excuse to become complacent. The most attractive men are those who continue improving themselves regardless of their current level. Stagnation kills attraction over time, while continuous growth maintains interest and respect. Personal development should extend beyond physical appearance to include emotional intelligence, communication skills, cultural knowledge, and life experiences. Well-rounded development creates multi-dimensional attractiveness that appeals to sophisticated women and maintains long-term interest. Professional and financial development add stability and security to your attractiveness profile. While money alone doesn't create attraction, the confidence and options that come with financial success certainly enhance your overall appeal. Career advancement demonstrates ambition, competence, and forward thinking that many women find very attractive. Focus on adding value to others' lives rather than just recognizing your own value. The most attractive men are those who use their appeal to enhance others' experiences rather than simply to benefit themselves. This service orientation creates genuine connections and lasting relationships rather than superficial interactions based purely on physical attraction. Develop the ability to make others feel valued, heard, and appreciated. Attractive men who combine physical appeal with emotional generosity become irresistible to high-quality women. This combination signals both genetic fitness and relationship potential, the complete package that most women are seeking. Here's the ultimate truth about male attractiveness. Most men who possess it don't recognize it because they're measuring themselves by incorrect standards and missing the sophisticated ways that attraction actually manifests in human behaviour. The entertainment industry has created false expectations about how attraction looks and feels, leading men to misinterpret or ignore genuine signals of interest and appeal. Female attraction operates through psychological and behavioural signals that are far more complex than the obvious displays men expect. When you understand these signals and start recognising them in your own life, you'll realise that you've likely been underestimating yourself for years. This misunderstanding costs men countless opportunities and relationships because they fail to recognise and build on their natural advantages. The modern dating landscape has made these signals even more subtle, as women have learned to be more strategic and less obvious about their interest. Social media, professional considerations, and cultural changes have encouraged women to be more discreet about expressing attraction, making recognition of these signals even more crucial for men. Understanding your attractiveness isn't about ego or validation. It's about accurate self-assessment that allows you to make better decisions and pursue appropriate opportunities. When you know your actual value in the social marketplace, you can invest your time and energy more effectively. The key insights to remember: attraction creates unconscious behavioural changes in others that can be observed and recognised. Women communicate interest indirectly through positioning, timing, and energy rather than explicit statements. Other men's responses, both competitive and respectful, indicate your relative value in the social hierarchy. People's assumptions about your romantic options reflect their assessment of your actual appeal, and environmental factors influence how clearly these signs manifest and can be observed. The transformation occurs when you realise several crucial things. You've been looking for the wrong signals while missing the real ones. Your impact on others is significantly greater than you understood. Your confidence should match your actual rather than perceived value. Recognition of attractiveness is merely the first step toward maximising your potential. And accurate self-knowledge creates opportunities for strategic social and romantic positioning. This awareness changes everything about how you approach social situations, romantic opportunities, and personal development. Instead of operating from insecurity or false modesty, you can engage with appropriate confidence and pursue relationships that match your actual value rather than settling for less than you deserve. If this analysis has opened your eyes to signs you've been missing in your own life, smash that like button and subscribe for more content that reveals the hidden psychology behind attraction and social dynamics. Share this with other men who might be underestimating their own appeal. Recognizing these signs could transform their confidence and success with women. Your engagement helps me continue exposing these crucial insights that most men never learn. Until next time, start paying attention to how others really respond to you, and prepare to see yourself in a completely different light. Remember, the goal isn't to become arrogant or entitled, but to develop accurate self-awareness that allows you to interact with appropriate confidence and pursue opportunities that match your actual value. When you understand your real impact on others, everything changes: your confidence, your choices, and ultimately your results with women and in life.